So I'm Phillipa Dick, and I transitioned into the business sector from teaching to start Hatch Education. And basically the problem I'm trying to solve with that is to create a generation of more innovative and creative young people who can contribute heaps to our planet. I was a really easy student to have in the class, so I got learning. Learning worked for me. I'm reading, writing, maths, all that stuff, it worked for me. But as a consequence of that, I wasn't taught how to fail, wasn't taught how to problem solve. I don't feel like I was really pushed to my true potential. It felt a little bit like jumping through hoops. So as much as I'd be seen as a success of the system, I'm not entirely sure that it set me up for life in the way that I wanted to. Around the time of national standards, it kind of made me really think about what was going on, and to write those school reports for kids to say you are below the standard, you are below the standard, you are below the standard in 3 key areas which took up half the report, and then trying to have to fit all their amazing qualities into a general comment. It was really demoralising. And then to have those parent interviews and tell parents, look, your kid's fantastic, the system doesn't fit them. And that was heartbreaking. And it was just, if we keep teaching the way we've always taught, we're going to keep getting the same kids succeeding and the same kids failing.
What was one of your core reasons for kicking off Hatch?
Oh, it was the kids who miss out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It was the kids who every day they rock up to school, and the baseline of success at school is reading, writing and maths. If you're lucky enough to be good at sport, you might get away with it, but every day they have to rock up to school and feel like they haven't really got anything to add. And that breaks my heart, absolutely breaks my heart. And I've got a lot of kids out there with all sorts of things, whether it's labelled or unlabelled, with autism and dyslexia, and our system has got a one size fits all, and it really concerns me. I connect it quite closely with youth suicide. Kids need to feel successful, they need to feel like they've got something value to add to the world, and that's my driver, that every kid feels like they've got something to contribute in whatever field that interests them, and that they've got an opportunity to do well in that area. And so it's about making them realise about the entrepreneurial pathway as well, that they don't have to work for someone else, they can create. It's more than ever now, we can create a job around our passions.
Yeah,
that's what I've just done. I've created a business around my passion and around wanting to make a change in the world. So for kids to see that and to know that that's part of their future and they can make a difference, I think that's pretty powerful. Yeah. I'm really worried that the system is telling them there's a right answer to things. They're always looking for the right answer. And so I feel like we do have to do a bit of work around that at times, because they want to get things right straight away. It's like, no, that's not how it works. And we notice a big difference between the kids who've been going to Hatch for a while and versus the kids who just rock up for a holiday program or something like that, about their attitude to failure. And their resilience around that. I'm proud of all the student things that have come out of it, like opportunities. I mean, there are some that have gone into the media, like there was Tai Say, who he started off in a Hatch Spark tank and developed an augmented reality tourist app, and then we took that to the DCC, and Leslie Marriott at the DCC has been a fantastic advocate for what we're doing, and so she was able to then get that connected up to a conference, and he worked for the conference, and then there was a co-starters conference came to town, and he did another one for that, and he got paid. We've had one of our students making apps for Palmerston North City Council, those kind of things where those students are getting to have that real sense of entrepreneurial opportunity, which I don't think they necessarily get through school. So they've been great, but then it's just the little moments as well. They're just little things that go on. Those kids where they go, oh yes, I've got it, or aha, or those sparks. That's the stuff I love. It doesn't have to be anything big and out in the public eye. It's just kids going, yes, I love learning, and yes, I want to know more, and I'm excited. That's what I'm all about. I was trying to get parents to make that decision for their girls and to understand what it is that we do at Hatch, because it's not about robotics and electronics and coding and all those kinds of things that tend to get associated with boys. Yes, we do that stuff, but what we mainly do is create and innovate with the tools we have in front of us, and if that's cardboard and duct tape, that's what we use. I've just left there and the kids are busy animating with green screens and on one part, and then another one they've got gears and cogs and they're busy trying to solve problems with those. It's that we try and balance out the digital making and the physical making, so that they're having both those experiences, and that there's no right answer, and that they have the power to create something that until they made it never existed on the planet. And that's pretty awesome. What? Innovate HQ, we've had our Spark Tanks, which we've held here, which is basically Dragon's Den style, where kids get to present some inventions and ideas they've come up with, and for them to come to a space where they can see how the nature of work has changed, and for them to feel valued and to get such wonderful judges from here who give them awesome feedback is really powerful for them, and it's something that they hold on to that's special. So we really appreciate that support.
Learning is.
Technology has absolutely transformed the options that we can put in front of students, but we also need to support teachers a lot, because it's overwhelming for them as to what is available. And it's very easy to put kids in front of digital busy work, because kids will be engaged with a screen. But we've got massive software now that can help kids to make some really professional looking stuff, which they can put out into the world. We've moved well beyond the whole, project on a poster. The kids can connect globally now really easily to others. And it's about taking the kids. People have massive concerns around kids' use of social media, and kids' use of their gaming, and I don't think that's going to change, but I think what we need to do is put this other stuff in front of the kids and say, here's the stuff you can do with the device that's actually going to add some value to the world. It's going to help you to get your thoughts and your ideas out into the world, and hopefully there'll be a shift in how they use their devices. I think, when I was a kid, we had a ZX Spectrum, and to make it do anything, we had to program it, so we understood that about computers. And then sort of the Microsoft Office suite came out, and everything came out and it was neatly packaged for people, and they didn't have to understand how a computer worked anymore, and so they lost their sense of control and their ability to have a part in playing a role in technology. So now, of course, we're trying to redress that gap, so that we can get people to, rather than the technology controlling them, they have control over the technology to create and problem solve. Thinking about app building, I doubt very much the kids I'm teaching app building at the moment at 12 are going to produce apps that are going to be groundbreaking. They might, but by 16 they might be, because they started when they were 12. So it's all about putting the stuff in front of the kids, and just seeing who connects with what. I was just working with a teacher today whose passion is music, and she and I together now, I love music, but I'm not musically talented. And she and I were just working together and looking at we've come up with some amazing stuff to put in front of the kids to hook them into music and software and creating their own music, so that we get them away from just constantly downloading stuff they already know, but making their own stuff. And there's some great software out there that they can do some pretty powerful stuff. What I like about what I do is that it works pretty much for every kid. Like, it's just something that engages them no matter what their background. And because it's not locked and loaded, it's something that they can add their own flavour into. So, for example, we had a student and he was going on a trip with his school, and they had been working with the science department, and they were going to an Indigenous people's conference. And so he came and he was working on laser cutting koru styled earrings and generating a whole lot of different jewellery, and he used that to fundraise. So it's been great working with, kind of connecting with the Māori culture, and I'd like to do more of that, and to use it to highlight aspects of their culture, and for them to be able to create and innovate within their own culture as well. I've enjoyed aligning with Otago Polytechnic, which is about hands-on learning, and it's about just teaching in a different way and considering different approaches, and I think that's what I want to contribute. As much as I do lots of work with students with Hatch, my big focus is working with teachers to try and change their practice, because I want to have a bigger impact than just the group of students who come to my after school programs. I want to be able to transform and disrupt education, and I want to try and do it in a reasonably rapid way, because it's already way behind.